Hey, what's up everyone? This is ShadowFox007 and welcome back to another Retro Week. Today I was going to kind of showcase some Smash TV. And to be honest, this was a game that when I was younger, I can't say I really liked. I kind of hated it, if you will. I think it was maybe relatively too difficult at the time, or it sucked all my money away. Because you had two joysticks, and like the left stick would control your guy, but the right stick kind of controls you where you're shooting. And maybe back in the past I wasn't too fond of that, and I can't say I did too well even with this gameplay. So it's my first go at it. Please forgive me. It wasn't, I haven't played this for a while because I think it came out in 1990. At least that's what I read by Williams. And this is on the Midway Collection, and it's a fun game. I like it more so because I'm not wasting money. But there's a lot of obstacles, and like I said, very difficult. So right there, I freaking hit a mine because I didn't realize they're mines. I thought those are like power-ups. So keep that in mind if you ever pick it up, if you ever check it out on the Midway Collection or whatever ROMs. Is that there's a lot of little things, and yeah, I was just getting pummeled. So once again, forgive me. But the one thing I do like about this game is that it's not only single player, but it's multiplayer. And doing the co-op to me is the best part about this. And at one point you'll see my significant other kind of come in very shortly to kind of help out, or actually just we're having fun together and just having a blast. And that to me is very cool, to have someone, your significant other, be a gamer too, because then you could just pick it up and you could fail in front of her. And it's fun because it's like bonding, if you will, not bondage, bonding. And we're just giving it a go, and it's very simple. It's the same controls like at the arcade, but just on your Xbox controller. And there's strategies, and yes, you could try to get people in corners, but they're like every enemy has some different characteristic. Like some shoot you, some tanks, some are just hordes, and that's about it. There's nothing else other than it's extremely destructive. And but at the end of the day, yeah, it doesn't matter if you're the best at it, or at least I wasn't showcasing that I was really good at it, but it was fun, and to me that's what counts. Not only does it count for video games, I think it really counts for movies, and that's kind of where I wanted to go with the topic today. Is after a little hiatus and being busy, we went to watch a ton of movies this week, maybe a little too many, but we kind of started out Friday night going to watch Star Trek, the latest one, and I think it was really well done. Everyone had a good part in it. Yeah, there's a lot of like little people, but I think they add so much to the movie, to the story, to just the plot and I thought the villain was amazing. Badass, if you will. I could have used him a little bit right now on this because he just went off. And I'll try not to spoil too much, but I will do a spoiler alert right now just in case, because I'm gonna probably talk about Star Trek right now. And I'm going to continue it with what we watched on Saturday, which is kind of like World War Z. And it was very, it's a survival movie with Brad Pitt. And I was kind of like taken back. I didn't know it had so many production issues with it, I didn't realize it had multiple screenwriters, multiple endings that had to be filmed. I'm like, wow, and I thought it was, knowing that now, I thought they did a really good job. I'm like, was it the zombie killing fest that people wanted? I actually didn't go in with the expectations of that. I kind of had a little bit more survival expectations, and maybe that's like, people can say that's a lower standard. I didn't really think it was a lower standard. I just more so had that because if Kenny gave me the feel of The Last of Us, that new PlayStation game, and so I kind of went in with that mentality because I've been playing it, and it kind of reminded me just like that. Could people argue, oh, the other story's better? Yeah, you guys can argue that, but once again, was it entertaining? And I thought it was. And I kind of like to rate my movies not like, hey, I'm going to give it 10 fucks and a cherry or whatever. Will you watch it, and would you recommend it? Yeah, I would recommend it. Because it's entertaining. And I also go with, would I buy this movie? And this movie I would buy, and same with Star Trek, because there are just some movies that maybe they didn't revolutionize the whole thing, but I would watch again. and not really worry about it. And I like having those type of movies. I like having a stack of Blu-rays. That's just my thing. I'm a collector, if you will. And those would be movies that I did. And the last movie that we saw, and we saw it the same day as Saturday, not at the same movie theater. That was the craziest part. We actually drove like 60 miles, and then we just ended up there, and we're like, should we just go watch another movie? And we ended up doing it. So we caught the last showing of Superman. And the reason I wanted to watch Superman, it seemed like a lot of people were giving it kudos, if you will. And I liked it. I enjoyed it. Once again, it was another movie that I found very entertaining. Was it the best? Actually, what do you guys think was the best of those three movies? I have to say maybe Star Trek was the best overall. The pacing, everything. It kept me at the edge of my seat, if you will. And maybe it was just because it was my first movie of the week that we saw, and maybe by the time I got to Superman, it being the last one and like so late, getting old, people, my attention span was like, I'm tired. Oh my god. No, I was entertained. That's why I said I think it's a really good movie, because being a midnight showing, and still thought it was kick-ass. And I love the human element they kind of portrayed for Superman. And I think he gets a lot of beef. I mean, to me, he was always my favorite superhero. And I know people are like, oh, well, because he's the best. He can fly. He has X-ray vision. Blah blah blah. It's cheap. He's too strong. Well, that's just him as a superhero, and I always just liked him. I mean, I like Batman, don't get me wrong, Spider-Man, the main themes. But I liked how they carried him, and how they kind of gave that human element of wanting to be accepted for who he was. And, that's very human of him. And I liked how they took that, and and this is a big spoiler, that he kills. And I don't recall him ever killing in the animes. And maybe I didn't follow the comics too much. Maybe he does in there. But to me, that was like, wow. I was taken back by that. And how they did it and how they portrayed it, I thought it was really well done. And I hope they continue with that. And I hope they carry on and build upon what they were already starting. But for now, unfortunately, that's all I have after killing the boss. So, until next time, I'll catch you all later. This is Shadow Fox signing out. Peace.